YouTube, Big Felon checking in. Y'all know the channel, Felon with Firearms. And today, we're here to discuss New Mexico gun relief guide. But before we get started, anybody that's interested in any version of the book, the Northeast region, the Southeast region, the Southwest region, the complete guide, or the ebook, follow this link right here. Click this link in the account, click this link in this post, and here you are. Your ebook, complete guide, the YouTube, the TikTok, all the books are available. So if you're interested in any version of the book, hit that link in the profile. Now, New Mexico, see what y'all got going on. It says, it is unlawful for a person convicted of a felony to receive, transport, or possess any firearm or destructive device for 10 years after completion of sentence, including probation. So if you're convicted of a felony, you cannot possess, be near, look at, touch, sniff, hold, fart. You can't do nothing gun related or destructive device related for 10 years after completion of sentence, including probation. It says felony, if someone for whom less than 10 years have passed since the person has completed serving his sentence or period of probation for that felony conviction, who has not been pardoned for any felony conviction, or who has not received a deferred sentence, it requires that person to have been convicted of a sentence for a year or more of imprisonment. Courts look at the actual sentence imposed, not the maximum sentence authorized under the state. Now, firearm rights are not lost if the sentence was deferred. For the people that ask that question, what if my adjudication was deferred? Says it right here. Firearm rights are not lost if the sentence was deferred, pursuant Code 31-20-9, and the person has successfully completed the period of deferment. If lost, firearm rights may be regained by pardon prior to the 10-year period. So if the 10 years have not passed yet, you can regain them by pardon. Again, if lost, firearm rights may be regained prior to the 10-year period through a governor's pardon. Though the governor may also decline to restore firearm rights in an otherwise unconditional pardon. So is at his discretion. He can do it in less than 10 years, or he can deny it. But it can be done. If you got proof of rehabilitation, put that paperwork in. Now, the governor may, in his discretion, release New Mexico offenders from federal firearm disabilities as well as the provisions of 3716. Y'all see this? I'm going to repeat this because, again, you know, we have this discussion often on the TikTok and on all my platforms. So a lot of people that say if you got federal convictions, then this state relief does not help you, and don't get caught up by the feds, or you can go to jail, you're going to have the feds at your house and all that. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the foolishness. There's the case law 30-7-16. The governor may, in his discretion, release New Mexico offenders from federal firearms disabilities as well as the provisions of 30-17-6. However, the governor cannot release those convicted under federal law or by another state from federal firearm restrictions. So what that means, let's fix the interpretation. If you have a federal charge. The governor cannot release those convicted under federal law. If you have a federal charge in New Mexico, you have to do a presidential pardon. Or if you have, or by another state, if you have a charge in another state, the governor cannot do it. It has to be a presidential pardon. But if you have a charge in New Mexico, a felony in New Mexico, you are barred from the state and federal firearm possession law. But if you have been pardoned by the governor of New Mexico for a state charge, you do not have to worry about federal consequences. That's what that interpretation of that is. That's what the interpretation of that is. That's what the interpretation of that is. Alright. Those who successfully complete probation pursuant as deferred adjudication automatically regain civil rights, including firearm rights, and are thus not subject to federal prosecution under the federal firearms law. And again, do your own research, and here go the laws, y'all. Do your own research, man. Big fella, man. I do this. Now, those who have completed their sentence and been discharged from supervision may apply for a pardon to restore civil rights after an additional waiting period. It don't say there. Let's go take a look at this pardon application. The link is here. Executive clemency application. Y'all can read over this in y'all own time. I'm just gonna breeze through it. I'm gonna touch bases with the application. They telling you everything you gotta do and can. So, submit arrest reports, civic contributions or educational accomplishments, law-abiding citizen proof. They telling you everything, and the application must be signed, dated, and notarized. Do not call the governor's office to check on the status of your application. You will be informed of any significant developments with respect to your application. Let's see. Alright, here's the application. General information, background information, name convicted under alias, date of birth, address, social, mailing address, phone number, email, educational background. Let's see what else. Employment history, criminal history. Whoa, there's a big ass bee right here. I'm allergic to him. I'm glad that's all the application is, because that bee ready to drive me crazy, y'all. But there y'all go, man. It's not a hard process, man. Y'all get to it, man. Y'all don't procrastinate, and stop listening to people who say it can't be done. Don't believe the naysayers. They just mad because it ain't work for them, and they gave up after the first try. But if you think about it, I'm gonna go as simple as possible with this analogy. When you was a kid and you learned to ride that bicycle without training wheels, how many times did you fall before you get it right? I know I did about 7, 8 times before I could actually control that bicycle. So, same thing applies here, man. When you put that pardon in, if they don't give you your gun rights back, that's cool. You got the information, wait a little bit of time, add some more things to your resume, and do it again, man. But until next time, Big Felon checking out, man. Y'all go get that book, man. Y'all spread this information.